your hair keep breaking off and you can't figure out why? You feel like you're doing everything right. You're doing protective styles, you're getting your trims, you're putting moisturizer in your hair, you're doing deep moisturizing treatments, but you still can't retain length because it keeps breaking off. Well, today we are going to uncover some of the hidden culprits that may be causing your hair to constantly break off. Hey guys, Karen from Curl House. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, a certified trichologist, and the owner of the Curl House Hair Restoration Collection. And I titled this video, The Hidden Culprits to Constant Breakage, but they're not really hidden, or I should say they're hidden in plain sight because a lot of these things are right in front of you. You just don't realize it. And the first thing, this first one, you look at it every single day. Every single day. Well, let me say, if you take a shower every single day, you look at it every single day. And there it is. That is your shower head, meaning you could be dealing with constant breakage due to hard water from your shower. So hard water is pretty much water that has a high concentration of calcium and magnesium. Calcium and magnesium are more alkaline. So with our hair and with our hair products, we want it to be a little more acidic, like with the pH around 4.5 to 5. But it's calcium and magnesium are more alkaline. So when you're putting more alkaline-based products in your hair, or in this case, the water, the minerals from the water is more alkaline, that causes that outer layer of hair to raise up, to swell. And when that outer layer of hair is constantly raised, that leads to dryness, it leads to moisture loss, and thereby eventually your hair is going to break off. So I can relate to this personally. This happened to me last year. Last year, my hair just started to decline. It was turning into a frizz puff, dry, wouldn't hold a style, breaking off. I remember doing a speaking engagement last year. I did a wash and go on day one, and my hair just looked like a marshmallow puffy puffball. It just looked crazy for a day one wash and go, and I could not figure out what it was. And then at some point, a light bulb went off, and I started thinking about my water in the shower, how my eyes was burning, how even when I looked in the shower, I saw a lot of orange stains, like more than normal, and I knew that it was hard water that was breaking my hair off. So that may be a culprit. That may be what's causing your hair to break off. And if it is breaking off, if this is the case, then there are certainly some things that you can do about it. Number one, change your shower head to a water filter shower head, one that's going to filter out that magnesium and calcium. And number two, start to clarify your hair. Get a clarifying shampoo that's going to start to strip out that buildup on your hair. So cleanse the hair with a clarifying shampoo, followed by a moisturizing shampoo. And then after that, you can also do apple cider vinegar rinses. ACV rinses are more acidic again, and that's what you want, your hair to be more acidic. So you can rinse your hair with a ACV rinse poured on your hair after shampooing it. And then also make sure you are following up with protein treatment. So again, if your cuticle layer is raised, protein treatments help to patch the raised cuticle up, bring it back down. So a protein treatment is absolutely needed, and moisturizing treatment. So you want a balance of both. Don't forget the protein, but make sure you do a moisturizing treatment too, because your hair is dry. Now for me, I did all of those things. I was definitely able to restore my hair, but I also had to cut it a little bit. You may have to cut some of your hair if you're dealing with hard water damage, depending on the extent of the damage. For me, my ends were horrible, so I had to cut off several inches of hair, because the ends in general is like the oldest part of your hair, so it's the weakest part of your hair anyway. So I had to get a very good, I'm not gonna call it a trim, I had to cut off several inches, but it was fabulous. You know, I got it cut in a heart shape. I liked it. That was last year, and wow, my hair is flourishing now. One other thing that you can do, because I do this as well, you can, if you're not able to change your shower head, or even if you have changed your shower head, you can still do your final rinse with distilled water. Distilled water is free of all of those minerals. It is distilled. So you can do that final rinse with distilled water. I have a big old gallon in my shower, and that's what I use. I pour that distilled water on my hair after I wash my hair, just to make sure, just being super careful. If you do it, note that it's cold, and if you hate cold water, you might punch me, but it works. So that's something else that you can do if you're dealing with hard water. And because we're in the bathroom, we're gonna go to the next culprit. You finish washing your hair, and then you get out the shower, and this is what you do. That is how you dry your hair. Don't do that. So the next culprit is drying your hair very rough and with a towel. So if you're going to use a towel, then be gentle with the towel. Use a towel and pat your hair like this. That's number one. Or you can ditch the towel altogether and use a t-shirt. A t-shirt is also, a cotton t-shirt is absorbent as well, but even with a t-shirt, you still want to be gentle. Do you know that when your hair is wet, it is most fragile when it is wet? So be gentle with your hair, very, very gentle. Now the difference between the towel and the t-shirt is the t-shirt is smooth. The t-shirt doesn't have the ridges in it that a towel has. So a towel can be rough on your hair. So if you want to ditch it, you can. You can get a t-shirt, or you can use a microfiber towel in lieu of a cotton towel. That's going to help your hair as well to minimize some of that breakage. So that's number two. Don't rough house your hair with a towel when it's wet. Okay, so we're moving out of the bathroom and we're moving into the bedroom. So what do you think is the next culprit that could be causing your hair to break off, that's hidden in plain sight? And this is something else that you look at every single day. All right, that cotton pillowcase. That cotton pillowcase, that is yet something else that could be causing your hair to break off. So cotton absorbs moisture, but when you are sleeping on a cotton pillowcase all night, it's not only absorbing the moisture, but it is gradually, that friction from moving your head all around is gradually causing your hair to snap off. That is why it is so important that you sleep with either a satin or silk bonnet. You can cover your hair up with a scarf or sleep on a satin or silk pillowcase. And when you are sleeping, depending on your hairstyle, make sure you do something to your hair before you go to bed. So if you have a wash and go, for example, with my hair, I put my hair in 2 Afro puffs. I literally take 2 satin bands and put it in 2 little puffs, not Afro puffs, but 2 ponytails. That's the word. I put my hair in 2 ponytails. Or if you have a twist out, put your hair in chunky twists before you go to bed. That keeps the hair stretched and it minimizes all of the hair from being slapped all around as you sleep, causing that hair to break off. So make sure you prep your hair at night before you go to bed. I had a client, he was dealing with some hair loss. He started growing it back and he was dealing with hair breakage after that. And we went through several things to help him to restore his hair, but it was breaking. So he decided to start sleeping on a satin pillowcase, and he tied his hair up with a silk scarf. So he had a double whammy, right? If that scarf fell off at night, he still had a satin pillowcase. And that's what really helped him to actually restore and to retain his hair length. So this is a before and after picture, so you can see how his hair is now flourishing just by, in part, adding satin and silk pillowcases, scarves, and bonnets to the routine. So that is also one of those hidden culprits that's hidden right in plain sight that could be causing your hair to break off. Okay, and the next culprit that might be causing your hair to break off is over manipulation of your hair. Now, over manipulation, meaning you are constantly doing something to your hair all the time. Now, I was guilty of this back in the day when I first went natural, like over 15 years ago. My signature style was a 2-strand twist style. And every single night I retwisted my hair. Not the way I just instructed you to do it when you go to bed, like putting it in, setting it, putting it in chunky twists just to keep it stretched at night. No, I'm not talking about that. I would retwist my hair, my whole head in small twists because I wanted every single strand to be in place. Now that is an example of over manipulation. And when you are constantly grooming your hair, twisting and retwisting like that every single night, then your hair is gradually snapping off because that constant grooming may be causing your hair to gradually snap off. Okay, so we are on hairstyles, and this leads me to my very last culprit that could be the cause of your constant breakage, and that is excessive heat. Now, I'm not just talking about the flat iron. So if you are someone who is constantly flat ironing your hair without using thermal protector, but even if you are using a thermal protector, excessive flat ironing can definitely be the cause of your breakage. Excessive flat ironing breaks down the protein structure of your hair, and that's pretty much leads to dry hair, and your hair can break off. But even if you are someone who don't flat iron your hair a lot, like me, you can still get heat damage if you are constantly blow drying your hair with a handheld blow dryer and not using a thermal protector. That can cause your hair to break off too. For example, a lot of times we want to stretch our hair. So we want to do a twist out, or we want to do 2-strand twists and keep the twist in. And we want to be able to show our little hang time a little bit. So we'll blow dry our hair first, then twist it. That's fine. But a better way to do it, as opposed to blow drying your hair when it is saturated wet, wash your hair, condition your hair, put your hair in big chunky twists, and either sit under the hooded dryer for a few minutes, but what's even better than that, you can let your hair just air dry for a few hours. If you let it air dry for a few hours, then you're getting some of that moisture out. And when it's somewhat dry, you can put it on a cooler setting so that your hair can dry. And if you're doing a style like a 2-strand twist or 2-strand twist out, your hair doesn't have to be super straight the way it is, the way it needs to be when you do a blowout. So excessive heat is another culprit that could be causing your hair to come out. Okay, so I hope you enjoy these hidden tips. Well, hey, they're not hidden anymore. They're unhidden culprits to hair breakage. So hopefully you will apply them so that you can maintain healthy hair and proper length retention. And if you are looking for a fabulous product line that will help you to restore the health of your hair and hair growth, I encourage you to consider the Curl House Hair Restoration Collection. The link will be below in the bio. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and until we talk again, stay fabulous.